That's
thing I
how it
gotta
actually
say,
used to
brother,
go.
one thing I gotta say, outside looking in at you, bro, and the things that I think that I've seen change recently is you're out there, man. You're hitting up the promoters, you're letting them know that you're ready to get active. And I like that you're taking on so many matches because what I think might have been happening before, you could correct me if I'm wrong, is I think you were just taking one at a time and you were focusing on that. But I think it's just like having a few, so as soon as that one is
Yeah,
done, you got to keep it going to the next one. I'm just experiencing that with Ryan Grondin. Now I got Nanya right after that, and it doesn't give you that time to take off and to get lazy.
yeah.
And
No,
I
the
like
truth
that.
be told, the truth be told, with the Brandon Allen match, like some people will think it's a weak mindset, and it like I'm not really too stressed out about the win loss category here. It's more like I'm really just getting back in gamer mode, and of course I want to win, and I'm gonna try to implement the plan. But what it is it's setting a precedent like of knocking off that ring rust and keeping going because there is such a thing as being very active. When you see people that are very active, they're usually like, they're very gamey with like the refs, the setups, their whole plan. They're not like running around like chickens with their heads cut off. They're not like unsure themselves at a table. Even the people who take their ass whippings, they're very like gamey. They're conditioned and they're always like on it. And those are the motherfuckers I see in the tournament that are usually more dangerous, even if they're not as high a level as another guy who's been sitting on the couch. So I think part of that is, my ultimate goal is to be in like a really great shape coming into like spring, summer. But I mean, because I can only move so much so fast. But yeah, I think being active is a big part of where I've gone wrong in the past. Take a year off, you lose focus, and then you jump into a match against number one guy in the world. That's a tall ask.
And what's the weight
Yeah,
class that you're
you
gonna
gotta build that
concentrate
momentum.
on?
Um, I'd like to be like a really fit, like 210, 215. And then if there's a like a something like what Engen's doing for like 209, or even get as low as like 205, 200 for the right event. But I think once I cross that 210 threshold for the way I'm built, I start to feel thicker and torquier. But with Brandon Allen, it's nice because there's no weight class. So I can just focus on getting back to being conditioned and comfortable at the table and all those things. I don't have to worry about like whittling down too fast.
Yeah, that.
The next
Okay.
two matches are like that actually, because um, the one after that, I'm going out to pull Ben Brooks in February for what they're promoting as like a natty championship.
Where is
But
that going to be taking place?
that's going to be in Montana at the end of February. But he's like a humongous motherfucker, so like I could show up there as big as I want.
Oh wow, so you're just taking on the monsters right now. You're going after everybody.
Yeah, I mean, I used to do that a lot, but only when like WAL came along. And once I hurt my shoulder, I felt like it knocked me down quite a bit. So like I stayed in when there's money, if you can eliminate some of the harder guys, you're better off going in a class that you fit into, right? But before I got hurt, I was doing pretty good in the super heavyweights for a period.
RVJ, speaking of WAL, have you heard anything about them coming back?
Oh man, I've had so many fucking blue balls by those guys for the past 5 years. I've been told to get my shirt ironed, get my arm ready, dust off the cobwebs, and get ready to make the big time. And I sit there and I'm like, fuck that. I'm not going to take that job. I'm going to be rich in 3 months. And I start working out, and then the time comes and it goes. And then I get a little bit of thinking that they're not going to call me. And I'm sitting by the phone. And when the phone rings, I'm like, it's them, but it's not. It's a bill collector because I'm not paying my fucking bills. And then I get blue balled by them. So no, everyone's asking me if I heard. To be honest with you, I am low man on the totem pole in that organization. They don't talk to me.
Gotcha.
I,
Okay.
yeah, I've heard things. I've heard things, but yeah,
I've heard it
I'm not.
like third person, fourth person, fifth person. I haven't heard anything from the big cheese themselves.
Yeah.
I've heard second person, second person.
Uh, I also heard like 2, 3 months ago that I'd hear some more, but I don't know. I
Yeah,
mean, I don't want to knock it
yeah.
because if they're watching this shit, next thing you know, I'm gonna be in the
You're
fucking.
cut.
I'll be one of the paid audience.
The paid audience fans. Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah. Hey, so God knows my words have got me cut from organizations before. I mean, if I was guessing right now, I think Engen's got a bone with me too. I could be wrong.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. You might be
Probably,
on the
Would
list
probably.
soon. Uh-oh.
would you ever go back to East versus West?
I mean, I learned a long time ago to never say never. I don't have a strong interest other than maybe proving things to myself and the world. I really think that if I get in the shape that I know I'll be in, that I could beat Zarab and Sasho. I believe that, especially if I pull right. And that would only be a personal quest. But to get for the travel and for the week, and like I said, it was kind of an icy environment, right? It's like there's like Cold War over there a little bit. Like WAL was fun as shit. You know, WAL was fun. It was exciting. Everyone could bang on their paid audience, but I'll tell you what, that audience came out and partied with us, and I got some stories about those fucking parties. And that's part of it for me is the memory. When I go out there, and it was just kind of a cold environment. It felt like a business trip that I went to, and I arm wrestled for 10 minutes. And to go away for a week, I'm not saying I never would. I'm saying that under the whole circumstance, it doesn't super excite me.
Okay. You like
So
the whole vacay and event kind of like locked into one, so you could bring the whole family and all that. I understand.
Right.
That.
Even if I don't bring the family, it just kind of was like, I don't know, even the athletes, like the Europeans, I mean, except for Devin, they were mingling with Devin and shit, but the Europeans were like it was almost like when there's like two gangs that want to spark off, but it doesn't quite spark off.
Yeah.
And they kind of like moved around the whole time. It was very, I mean, the hotel, like the turkey, like
Hey,
I don't want to bang on
that's
too much, but it's just not my flavor.
That's exactly what one of my goals was for the weekend. Is I just wanted people to have fun. I want that shit to be laid back. Tom, you have a good time?
Yeah, it was a blast. I'm looking forward to the next one. I'll pull any of those Mexicans or whoever you set me up with. I'll be there.
Who's the best Mexican right now?
Jose Maya. Dude is a beast, bro.
He used to kick it with, I think he used to come to some of the WALs back in the day. I think he used to come with Alan
doing the
Guerra.
Devon lift. He's doing the Devon lift with like 65 kilos real clean or something like that.
Is he does he kick it with Alan Guerra?
Him and Alan used to go back and forth.
Yeah, I remember that.
And
Alan
Artem, the one that you were talking about earlier, that was Fabian. Fabian Vasquez is the one that went to Orlando twice.
Maya went there too, so do your research.
We got
Alan Guerra had a wicked run one year at WAL with some wins I never would have guessed he would have got. He got some wins over some certified, like what I would call legends of the sport. Like
he had a grinder with Ryan. Didn't you have a grinder with Ryan? Or Ryan?
Yeah, but that was when
was...
that fucking kid, when he hit the 2016 series, he got wins on Jason Vale, Brian Brandon, Eric Wolf in a hook, which I think there's only a couple guys in the class that could hook with Eric. And there was a handful of guys. It was like almost 100-man class. And he was in top 6, I think.